dismissed every accomplishment I've made. You've talked about my father. Well, you call me an entitled millennial, I call you a carny succubus, because the dirty secret about you, the dirty secret is you need this generation more than it needs you.
What up, y'all? It's KMB, the Sexy Ninja, in the place to be for a Paper Saber universe, and this is the New World Podcast, brother. We're talking about NXT, July 22nd, 2025. Right? Yeah. I'm sorry, I got a toothache. It feels good. We got Vic, Booker, and Graves on commentary. We're in Houston, Texas. Huge night. Oba's championship on the line. We're celebrating JC Jane's win. Debut of Blake Monroe. And before we get all that started, R.I.P. Ozzy Osbourne. Oh my gosh, man. Before I even came to work, I saw the news. I was thinking of all the great music, memories, even in pro wrestling. So many memories in pro wrestling. He's in the Hall of Fame and this and that, and I was thinking of Survivor Series, War Games, using War Pigs and stuff like that, and how much he's contributed just to everything and how loved he was. The Prince of Darkness, and everybody I've talked to today, they're like, hey, Ozzy. I'm like, yeah, no, right? Crazy, he's 76, but the man lived a life. And I'm glad we got to show some love and respect here on NXT as well, and everybody else in the wrestling community, Triple H and everything like that, everybody. So, R.I.P. Ozzy. We started off with Hank and Tank, Zarya and Soul versus the Culling. You talk about one hell of a way to start NXT here in Houston. Is go big or go home. There was a moment where the lights flickered and Dark State made their presence known. And the lights went out, and there was Tatum covering Zarya. And Tatum got the win for the Culling. Huge win in this big 4-on-4 match here. A lot of fun. I didn't really care for the Dark State stuff. I just don't care for Dark State in general. We got JC Jane celebrating not only being the NXT Women's Champion, but the TNA Knockout Champion. But she has people at her door already knocking. Knock, knock. Who's there? It's Lash Legend. She says, I put on one hell of a performance at Evolution, and I deserve this. And Miss Parker comes out. So happy about this. And there was something here that happened that was interesting. After Lash said her stuff, Jada said her stuff, JC tells Fatal Influence attack. And Fallon's like, no. And then JC takes it into her own hands and she attacks Jada. And then the rest of Fatal Influence start fighting and this and that. I was like, oh, so some cracks in the foundation of Fatal Influence. But I am happy. I am so happy JC Jane won that TNA Knockout Championship. Like, I thought she was just going to be a placeholder until, Jordan Grace came. But no, we got some stories to tell with Jordan and Blake Monroe and here. And who's going to face JC Jane for that championship? A lot is on the line going forward, especially being a double champion. Sorry about that. I thought I had my phone on silent. That was a little bit of a droid there. Then we got after the big fight between JC Lash, Jada, and Fatal Influence, we got Jasper versus Ricky Saints. Ended in a countout because of a freak accident. Jasper and Ricky were fighting. They fought outside of the ring, and Ricky was on the ramp, and a piece of the ramp broke. Like, freak accident, couldn't count, didn't even know this was going to happen, but Jasper's like, oh. Then he's like, all right, well, maybe this was meant to happen. Maybe he was supposed to go through. Then Jasper jumped on him, and then he went into the ring. 1, 2, 3. But it was just weird. Like, they didn't show him go through either. I'm wondering if it was a spot that Jasper was supposed to throw him in. Then it broke, and then he jumped on top of him, to go get the count out. Weird. But Jasper got the win via a count out over Ricky Saints, which I was like, all right, I'm glad he didn't pin Ricky. Ricky has a great podcast, too, with Cody Rhodes I finally finished. And he's got one with Nikki Bella, too. So a lot of good stuff this week. This Trick Williams thing. I dig heel Trick. Taker coming out. Sure, whatever. Trick telling us Taker got soft because of this LFG stuff. Taker being Taker says, I will make you famous. Being a little bit of cowboyish. But Trick tried to punch Taker, and Taker didn't take that too lightly because he choke slammed Trick's ass. Boom! I was like, hot damn. The American badass himself. Then we get Ren versus Blake in her big debut here. And, of course, Blake gets the win over my girl, Ren Sinclair. Blake looking great. I'm glad that she finally has some merch out that I want to cop. And after Blake gets the win, she cuts a promo after because she's so glamorous. But before anything would really be said, Jordan Grace comes out. She's pissed the F off. She comes out after Blake. She's crazy. She's taking out everybody's security guards. But Blake had the upper hand and took out Jordan on a steel chair. Oh, baby. These two are there. This story is heating up, and I cannot wait to see where it goes. And I'm excited to seeing where the title pick, women's title picture is going, because we have so many players on the table right now. Lash, Jada, JC, Blake, Jordan. A lot of stuff happening here. Then we have Ethan. He reveals the Canadian North American Championship. He says, I'm a proud Canadian. I want to show that. So he shows the new championship with this Canadian strap. And Santino was just like, nah, no way. You know, you got to understand that we need a really awesome champion. We need someone that's going to hold down the fort, someone that's going to be prideful of this championship, and that's me. And I was like, whoa, what? Santino gonna fight Ethan Page? Because he says, next week, me and you, buddy. And I was like, oh, even the commentary is like, what? And then we had the Cobra come out. Oh, almost took out Ethan Page. But I really like the Canadian North American Championship. I love Ethan Page, too. It's like, you can't take his smile, baby. But Santino versus Ethan next week? Okay. Main event time, baby. Oba versus Yoshiki versus Josh. You talk about a slobber knocker. What does he say? No water. Just mean. You know, I can't say the rest because my freaking tooth is hurting so bad right now. Oh, I think it's just because of the yelling. It's okay, though. Oba got the win. After a grueling battle, Yoshiki taking on Josh and just going back and forth. But Oba planted Josh's ass to get the 1, 2, 3. And not only did we get a great main event here, we got a little bit of a tease, too. Javon Evans is sitting in the back. He's like thinking to himself, taking notes and whatnot. And Taker comes up. He's like, you're trying to figure out what you need to do, huh? And Javon's like starstruck. He's like, oh, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, yeah. He goes, you know what? You should keep your eyes and go after the big dog. And he looks at the TV screen. You know he's looking at Oba Femi. So we're getting a tease here of Javon Evans versus Oba Femi. Javon is our next champion. I just feel it. He's the next champion, and Oba can finally be moved up to the main roster. Whew. Shawn Michaels cooking. He's like, well, a little more of this, a little more of this, a little more of this. Yeah. A lot of good stuff here, man. I really enjoyed this NXT July 22nd, 2025. Vic Booker, Graves on commentary in Houston, Texas. Match of the night, I got to go with the main event. I really do. Moment of the night, Ethan and Santino. And second to that, Jordan and Blake. Because they're cooking here and a lot of stuff with JC. So 3 moments of the night. What's going to happen? So that's it. That's all. 4 out of 5 for this NXT. Drop your comments below. Hit that like. Hit that subscribe. Share it with your grandma. Share it with your grandpa. Share the bum down at Walmart. And yeah, the Javon and Undertaker thing was really cool too. So another moment of the night. So lots of moments. Really great matches. Lots of fun. That's it. That's all. And remember that the New World Podcast is for life.
And you know, in Texas, man, everything is a little bit bigger. Everything is a little bit better. And tonight, ain't nothing changed.